What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Brodie Lee's wife explains the events leading up to his passing, Goldberg responds to The Undertaker calling today's product soft, huge surprises teased out for the Royal Rumble, Miro threatens to retire, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into the first story. Unfortunately, our first story is a little bit upsetting, and if you do find it upsetting, please check out the timestamps in the description. Now, Amanda Huber discusses Brodie's illness in quite some detail. Brodie Lee's passing shocked the wrestling world, particularly since there were scant details about the cause of his passing, other than he had passed away from a non-COVID related lung issue. Brodie's widow Amanda recently appeared on the AEW Unrestricted podcast and shared the details on the events leading up to his passing, as well as what's believed to be the cause of it. Amanda spoke about Brodie first feeling ill and experiencing shortness of breath. He went for a coronavirus test, but quarantined despite a negative result. When his health continued to deteriorate, he went to a doctor who diagnosed him with bronchitis and allergies. Within days, he went to the hospital where medical staff determined his oxygen level was 52. Normally, it's 100, and he was placed on oxygen. Multiple COVID tests were administered, all with negative results. Brodie was then placed in the intensive care unit as doctors were perplexed as to what was actually happening. He was then taken to the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville where he received advanced care and a search began for a lung transplant. Amanda stayed at a nearby hotel which AEW paid for as Brodie's wrestling family rallied to his side. Company executives asked her how she wanted things to be handled, and she said she wanted to keep things private. Tragically, things only worsened, and on Christmas Eve, doctors told Amanda that they had to begin end-of-life care. Amanda talked about Brodie's wrestling family and how they visited him and provided comfort to Brodie Jr. When Brodie passed away, she, Cody Rhodes, and Big E talked to Brodie Jr. about his father's passing. Amanda talked about how AEW's celebration of life for Brodie was the family's funeral, since no funeral could be held due to COVID-19 restrictions. As for the cause of passing, Amanda stated Brodie passed away from idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. This is a medical condition that involves the scarring of the lungs, with the word idiopathic referring to the fact that doctors do not know what brought it on. An autopsy report is being prepared which may provide more details on what exactly happened. It's just very upsetting to hear that somebody can just deteriorate just over a few weeks. Our thoughts are still with Amanda and the family. Next up, huge surprises teased for the Rumble. It looks like the WWE is using an affiliated social media account to tease some major surprises for this year's Rumble. Ringside News' Felix Upton commented on a recent tweet from WWE on BT Sport that may have hidden messages. BT Sport uploaded a new Royal Rumble graphic while asking what kind of big returns or debuts fans are expecting. The image also included some items that are synonymous with stars who would be huge Royal Rumble surprises. CM Punk's gloves, Ronda Rousey's kilt, Brock Lesnar's gloves, and Jay White's switchblade were all featured in this logo. The WWE likes to use social media to both further current storylines and to tease upcoming storylines. It also likes to work the fans, which means this could be just swerves to get the fans to tune into the Royal Rumble. Nonetheless, if you've been following our recent news videos, you know it looks like as if the WWE wants to make this year's WrestleMania a huge attraction, particularly because it will be the company's first event with fans present since the 2020 Elimination Chamber event. As such, expect to see some big surprises at the Royal Rumble. Be sure to check out our 14 shocking surprises that could happen in the link in the top corner. Next up, Shaq challenges Cody. Could fans finally see the long-rumored match between NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal and AEW star Cody Rhodes? You may recall that Shaq, a longtime wrestling fan, teased working a match in AEW, but nothing materialized. Just like his match against the Big Show in WWE. However, over the last few weeks, Shaq has made his presence known on AEW, as has new AEW star Jade Cargill, who has name-dropped Shaq as a man who could beat Cody Rhodes. Now in December, it looked like AEW might go with a mixed tag match involving Cody and Brandi Rhodes versus Shaq and Jade Cargill, but Brandi's recent pregnancy makes that impossible for the time being. During Shaq's appearance on the AEW Awards, he called Cody out. Cody seemed unsure about accepting the challenge, but his coach Arn Anderson and female wrestler Red Velvet appeared on Dynamite, with Red Velvet challenging Shaq and Jade to a mixed tag match. It looks as if the match could happen sometime in March, and it's worth mentioning that AEW's Revolution pay-per-view is scheduled for 7th March. Shaq is yet to respond to the mixed tag challenge, but you can be sure he will when AEW feels the timing is right. Next up, why Peyton Royce is teaming with Lacey Evans. Wondering why Peyton Royce is teaming with Lacey Evans after the WWE split her Iconics team with Billie Kay? The alluring Australian spoke with Sportskeeda and explained the reason for the team. I couldn't say no to Lacey, purely for the fact that I did not have Billie. I could not have Billie by my side, and Lacey was searching in desperate need for an opportunity. And hey, I'm not one to argue with that. I need opportunities too, so I will go along with her. Now, whilst this is the kayfabe answer, Royce opened up about how the WWE ending her alliance with Billie Kay affected her. During an appearance on the YouTube show Instinct Culture, Peyton revealed that she did not know her team was being split up until shortly before it happened. So I thought at first it was going to be liberating because we had been a team our entire WWE career and I absolutely loved our time together. But I was looking at the silver lining when it happened. I was like, how can I make the best of this opportunity, because it is what it is. It's an opportunity to go out and see what I can do on my own. Well, there were rumours that Royce was in line for a singles push, a push which quickly ended and saw her forming a team with Lacey Evans. While the two have gelled, the team seemed to be on the back burner as Evans has been in a storyline romance with septuagenarian Ric Flair. Lacey talked up her former tag team partner's current work on SmackDown as well as how the split affected her. She's absolutely thriving right now. She's an absolute genius and I'm so happy for what she's doing on SmackDown Live. I don't know if I'll ever get over it. It really tore my heart apart and I'm still trying to put those pieces back together. Lacey Evans seems ready to take whatever opportunities await her, whether it's a tag team competitor or single star. Evans has the potential and drive to become a top star if the WWE will give her a chance. Next up, Goldberg agrees with The Undertaker that today's product is soft. The Undertaker's recent comments that today's WWE product is soft and its current generation of wrestlers lack megastars have led to some controversy. If you didn't get a chance to see it, Taker appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast commenting, "I just think the product is a little soft. There's guys here and there that have an edge to them, but there's too much pretty and not enough substance I think right now." However, Bill Goldberg seems to agree with the Phenom, telling Corey Graves on the After the Bell podcast, "Yes, I believe comparatively to my era that the business is soft. But the business is in 2021, so things have to change and things have to be different. We had mega superstars that were bigger than life, but it's hard in this generation, seemingly, to build those people. There are a couple of people who have made it beyond relying upon the public to do that, and they forced their way up and they've earned their spot. Drew McIntyre is one of them." What do you guys think of Goldberg's response to Taker's comments? Do you think the WWE lacks huge megastars? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, AEW experienced streaming problems. AEW fans looking forward to watch Lance Archer battle Eddie Kingston on last night's episode of Dynamite were disappointed when TNT's feed went out during Kingston's entrance. AEW President Tony Khan immediately alerted fans via Twitter that the problem was being worked on. "I'm so sorry that fans streaming AEW Dynamite were unable to see the opening of tonight's show in their apps. TNT fixed the issue and got it working again. Archer vs Kingston was a tremendous match. After the show, we'll put it on YouTube. Please enjoy the rest of this great show." And finally, Miro threatens to retire. Last but not least, current AEW star Miro seems confident that he's going to hold the AEW World Championship when the time is right. In fact, he's so confident he claims he'll stop wrestling if he doesn't secure the gold. Miro discussed his plans during a recent Twitch stream, proclaiming, "When the time is right, like I've said that before, I can guarantee you that if I don't become AEW champion, then I'm going to probably retire. Not probably, I will retire if I don't become AEW champion." Do you know what that means? That means that I'm going to become AEW champion. Now his jump to AEW was seen as a chance for the big man to prove whether he has what it takes to main event after years of start and stop pushes in the WWE. Do you guys think Miro will ever win the AEW World Championship? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists, I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.